Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Poonam Dua from Imment Education Academy of Literature. I hope you have watched the previous video in which I described all about Renaissance. And today we will discuss the impact of Renaissance period in the poetry of Spenser and Milton. This is a very important topic for all literature students, specifically for MEG 01 IGNOU. They generally get to write an essay question regarding this topic in their exams. So please do watch whole video carefully, take down proper notes. आगे बढ़ने से पहले प्लीज़ डू शेयर सब्सक्राइब माई चैनल एंड इफ़ यू वांट टू ज्वाइन और ऑनलाइन क्लासेस यू कैन कॉन्टैक्ट एट द गिवन नंबर. रेनेसांस का मतलब हमने प्रीवियस वीडियो में भी पढ़ा था. दिस मीन्स रिवाइवल, रीबर्थ और फ्लोरिश्ड. प्लीज डू वॉच दैट वीडियो फर्स्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड द टर्म इन अ प्रॉपर मैनर. एडमंड स्पेंसर के बारे में जानते हैं. सबसे पहले एडमंड स्पेंसर, जिनका जन्म 1552 और 53 में हुआ था. द डेट इज़ नॉट क्लियर बट ही डाइड सर्टेनली ऑन 13 जनवरी 1559. He was an English poet best known for the Fairy Queen. Maybe everybody knows this is an epic poetry and fantastical representation celebrating the Tudor dynasty and Elizabeth I, Queen Elizabeth I. अब जानते हैं एडमंड स्पेंसर की पोइट्रीज़ की ऐसी क्या क्वालिटीज़ हैं जो उनको इस कैटेगरी में लेकर आती हैं. एडमंड स्पेंसर इज़ कंसिडर्ड अ चाइल्ड ऑफ क्लासिकल रेनेसांस एंड हिज वर्क इन जनरल एंड एपिथेलेमियन इन पर्टिकुलर रिवील द प्रोमिनेंट फीचर्स ऑफ रेनेसांस. रेनेसांस स्टैंड्स फॉर ह्यूमनिज्म, रिवाइवल ऑफ इंटरेस्ट इन ग्रीक एंड रोमन mythology, extreme sensitivity to the beauty and cultivation of aesthetic sense, and basically concentrates on the feelings of human. Concentration over man is the integral part of Renaissance poetry. तो पहले तो बहुत ज़रूरी हो जाता है कि आप सारी पोइट्रीज़ को थोड़ा सा थॉरली पढ़ें, तभी आप ऐसे क्वेश्चन को अच्छे से अटेम्प्ट कर पाएंगे. सो बाय कॉमन कंसेंट एपिथेलेमियन इज स्पेंसर्स हाईएस्ट पोइटिक achievement as far as I think. Here we find him a child of Renaissance in the real sense of term, as he displays wide range of his learning, wealth of fancy, love of music, intensity of passions, and as a major fact he proved himself master of unique style and enriched the English poetry by his thoughts, style of words and pictures, and mainly his personal viewpoints are clearly visible in this particular poetry. So we can say the poem Epithalamion gave him a good opportunity to provide us with gallery of word pictures, word paintings, and can be called a unique master of his pictorial art, telling his personal feelings. So the main concentration in the poem was man, a human, and his feels about his own life. So this poetry becomes the part of Renaissance poetry. Let us move to Amoreti, which means love poetry. Amoreti Spenser का एक sonnet collection है in which he has described his courtship with his wife Elizabeth Boyle. Amoreti is a sonnet cycle written by Spenser in 16th century, and the cycle describes his courtship and eventual marriage to Elizabeth Boyle. एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं sonnet number 34 का. In sonnet 34 he talks about science and passion both. He compares his sullen beloved Elizabeth with stars and himself with ship, and talks about astronomy and those days navigation system. So impact of science are clearly visible, impact of astronomy are clearly visible in this particular poetry, which is a feature of Renaissance. In few of his other sonnets as well, like sonnet number 67 and 77, we get to see the impact of his personal feeling. Thus, in the final analysis, we can conclude that Epithalamion and even Amoreti is a repository of all various characteristics of Elizabethan Renaissance, and the statement that Spenser is at once the child of Renaissance and the Reformation stands fully justified. Now we will study few poetries of John Milton in direction with Renaissance. John Milton, often referred to as the last great Renaissance poet. Milton was an English poet and intellectual who served as a civil servant for the Commonwealth of England under its Council of State and later under Oliver Cromwell, born 9 December 1608 and died 8 November 1674. अब बात करते हैं एल एलेग्रो की, जिसका टाइटल इटालियन है एंड इट मीन्स अ हैप्पी मैन. एल एलेग्रो is a pastoral poem by John Milton published in 1645 poetry's collection. This is always paired with its contrast poetry Penseroso, जिसकी बात भी हम अभी करेंगे. Penseroso means the melancholy man or the sad man and El Allegro means the happy man. The poetry El Allegro invokes amusement or happiness and other figures of joy and merriment, and it encourages the active and cheerful pastoral life while depicting a day in the countryside, in the, you can say, village, according to this philosophy of cheerfulness as one of the graces, one of the blessings by God, and it is connected with poetry, with Renaissance literature. सो एल एलेग्रो एक ऐसी पोइट्री है जिसमें पेस्टोरल लाइफ बहुत ज़्यादा दिखाई गई है एंड हाउ इन अ पेस्टोरल लाइफ पीपल कैन एन्जॉय देयर लाइफ विदाउट एनी इंटरप्शन ऑफ religion, without any interruption of any of the external factors that has been told. So this poetry becomes a prominent poetry of Renaissance literature. On the contrary, we get to see Penseroso, the pensive man or the melancholy man. Melancholy is the goddess in this poetry who guides the speaker's poetry. And in the Renaissance, specifically in Renaissance, melancholy was understood both as a medical condition and a depression and a way of being in this world. Milton's readers would have associated it with an artistic temperament. तो melancholy को माना जाता था एक depression kind of state during Renaissance. The world was actually drastically changing during Milton's time, and there were new world being discovered there on the earth, and there were new planets being discovered beyond the boundaries of human imagination. So the poet in this poetry has shown the melancholy of modern man, which is a feature of Renaissance poetry. किस तरीके से modernistic era में humans have lost their basic values, and humans have become melancholic because of the scientific discovery, because of the extensive scientific discoveries that has been told in this poetry. And the mention of science, the mention of latest discoveries is itself a feature of Renaissance poetry. Next, we talk about Lycidas. Lycidas is a very famous poetry by John Milton, written in 1637 as a pastoral elegy. Pastoral is a lifestyle of shepherds herding livestock, and in English literature, an elegy is a poem of serious reflections, usually a lament for the dead, for someone nearby who has died recently. The pastoral elegy is a poem about both death and idyllic rural life. Hence, often the pastoral elegy features shepherds. Lycidas shows the tragic destiny of human life, a bitter concrete truth, death. Such views can be seen in Milton's poetry, where he openly criticizes the church of his day and in some cases even attacks the ruling class of the church. This is particularly evident in this poetry Lycidas, where in the form of pastoral elegy, Milton attacks the religious leaders of his day by referring to the shepherds and their abuse of authority of religious leaders and how they neglect their flock, their people. तो मिल्टन ने बहुत ही क्लियरली रिलीजियस लोगों को अब्यूज़ किया है ये कहकर कि दे डू नॉट नो हाउ टू टेक केयर ऑफ देयर पीपल. If they call themselves religious leaders, they call themselves leaders specifically, they need to take care of the common people, but they fail to do so. That has been depicted in this poetry. So the concentration of the poet is towards human beings and their life and their lifestyle. So hence the poetry becomes part of Renaissance. So we can say Milton's impact on English literature can never be defamed, can never be undermined. So Milton was not only a great poet, but largely impacted the Renaissance era as well. I hope you liked the video. Please do share and subscribe the channel. You can contact us to join our online or offline classes too. The numbers are given on the screen. Thanks a lot for watching and best of luck for your exams.